I'm Bart Pals from Bart Pals Construction. Today we're here in Mason City. We're working on a house that needs virtually everything. There's literally zero insulation in this house. So we're insulating the attics, the walls, the slopes, the knee walls, the box sill, and the crawl space. And this client got a huge rebate from Alliant Energy. It's embarrassingly reasonably priced how much it costs the homeowner or the renter, in fact, whoever is doing the insulation. We're the only insulation company that uses infrared thermography the way that we use it. So why don't we go take a look at some of the work that we're going to be doing. This is a shot of one of our trailers, and we always blow locally produced product, which is Comfort Zone made by Mason City Recycling. We use a Crendel 2000 insulation machine that gets us the dense packing that we need in the walls to prevent infiltration. This is the process that we use. We slot holes, and you can see these walls are completely empty. There's zero insulation, and he's currently in the process of tube filling it. And by doing that, we not only get it dense packed, but we also make sure we've hit every spot. The tube goes all the way to the top. Currently, he's filling it, and in a moment it'll fill up. It'll stop just right now. He'll pull it, and we continue on. That way we know we've dense packed every spot. The first thing people usually notice is that they notice a cut down of noise. And then tonight she'll realize how much warmer and toastier it is. The process we use here, it eliminates any settling, which has been a problem with the two-hole method that they use for a number. Some companies still use it, drill two holes. They'll actually drill two holes through this steel siding. By doing it this way, there's zero settling. And just a side note here, we take great pride. We do a lot of work for handicapped and elderly people, so cleanliness is always an issue for us. A lot of the houses we work on, the people aren't capable of cleaning up, so cleanup is always a concern of ours. In fact, we've always said that we are flower sensitive in the summer and the spring, so we're also concerned even about the outside of the house. This is your typical story-and-a-half house. We're going to go up the stairs. We're going to point out the knee walls, the slopes, and the collar, which all will be insulated. The hose will be running through this window into that open door there. We'll insulate these walls. We'll insulate the slope. We'll insulate the collar, and on over across the other side. That gives an envelope to the house, so that there's no air movement. Currently, this house can completely cycle. With our testing and stuff, we can prove that air will move from the basement up and around this area and back down and end up in the basement again. And the process that we use eliminates that. When you come in here, you'll notice that we've sealed these knee wall areas by putting a poly, and then those will be dense packed. And it'll end up looking like a pillow, but that stops all air movement. Most other companies will just staple up fiberglass, which does nothing to stop air infiltration. When we get done with that, we'll dense pack the floor. You can see the holes drilled. Currently there's about an 8-inch space between here and the ceiling downstairs. He's downstairs blowing, and you can see he's hitting a spot up here. There's a little dust coming up here. That's a bypass. So that means that wall was directly connected to this attic, and possibly from the basement as well. And then what happens, warm air rises, and we get a cycling effect. It starts from the basement, goes up and around, cools off, goes back down, warms up, comes back up, and it actually starts becoming like a huge chimney throughout the house, especially houses like this with virtually no insulation. It's guesstimated that approximately 20% of the homes in Mason City are insulated correctly. So somewhere along the line we have failed. There's no insulation on the knee walls, there's no insulation here, there's no insulation in the small attic that they have, and there was no insulation in the walls. And we run across this virtually every day. Perhaps they put a 1/4 inch bit of foam insulation or something, so technically they are insulated, just not insulated very well. By the end of the day, those two problem areas will be addressed, and the floors will be warmed up tremendously for this person. I hope you enjoyed seeing what we do here, and as a reminder, we fill out all the paperwork for you from the power companies. We send it in for you for the power companies. We actually wait for you to get the rebates from the power companies before we settle up completely. And remember, give us a call. My name is Bart Pals from Bart Pals Construction at 641-430-2916 right here in Mason City.